So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your mind. Often imitated, but never duplicated. It's the gathering of old men podcast. Myself, TP and Mello, talk into this week's event. You know what? Before I get started, let me go ahead and do this first because this is for my Noel family. Oh, Zach, did you stub your toe today? I think you need to stub your toe. That's what I think you need to do. It's nose by 10. It's nose by 10.
Hey, Zach coming in hot, boy.
Now, I got that out the way so we can understand where I'm starting at. For the Florida State knows that follow me, CJ Wilson is family. Do I necessarily agree with him posting the stuff about that young man? No. But I understand where he came from. And I even posted. And I'll say it again here live because that's what we're here for. I'm gonna be honest. You cannot have a young man speak the hate speech that he does to my people and then expect my people to mourn his loss. That ain't he's not an enemy. Let's just be clear. He's not an enemy. He's just a regular citizen exercising his right to run his mouth. And on this platform, if you run your mouth, you run your mouth. But there are repercussions to running your mouth. Nobody deserves to get gunned down like a dog. He was gunned down like a dog. This wasn't an assassination. He was gunned down like a dog. Nobody deserves that. But what the nation doesn't deserve is to have this turned into something other than what it is. This man did not like people like me. He did not appreciate people like me or our contributions to this society. So, all I can say is this. I wish his family love and caring. I don't want anything bad to happen to his family. I want them to go along and prosper, but do not ask members of my community to mourn this loss. I have universities that I know and love that were on lockdown and are on lockdown because of this shenanigans. If you lead with love, we don't have this issue. I'm going to bring everybody up. This is Troy. You can @ me on Twitter if you don't like what I got to say. Do not direct this towards my podcast mates or my podcast guests. This is Troy. And as always, lead with love, go Noles. Let me get everybody on stage. Get our special guest on the podcast, Mr. Walker. The voice of D2 HBCU football. Did not get a chance to see you while we were actually in Jacksonville. I just found out about the whole crazy mess about the band. I thought it was one thing, but it was something else.
Yeah, tell me what's up with that though.
So there was a coronation of Miss Edward Waters, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and Miles' band was asked not to play while they was doing that coronation, and they continued to play. Now, like I said last week, they had played over Edward Waters' band while they were playing early in the game. So all of that happened. According to HBCU Game Day, Jason went over, the SID for Edward Waters. Jason went over and said something to the band about playing while they were doing the coronation. It got heated and Miles left. I thought they were kicked out, but Miles left. For the intents and purposes of this situation, they were no longer at the event. And me and Marlo was thinking that maybe they had got something to eat because I saw somebody at one of the stands. So I was like, oh, maybe they're going to come back. They never did come back. And neither did Miles, by the way, who got absolutely mollywopped. I don't know what happened. Matter of fact, we got Coach on. Coach, how are you doing this evening? Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Some reason I cannot hear Coach. We got you on mute, Coach. Yeah, for some reason can you guys hear him?
Can you all hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear somebody now. We can hear you now, Coach.
No, that's Jamie Walker. We can't hear Coach.
He might leave and come back.
Coach, can you pop out and come back in and see if that fixes it? Yeah, I hate, the internet technology sometimes.
Hey, it's great when it works.
Yep. It's gonna fail at the wrong time every time.
This shit is ghetto.
And we've been working to get Coach on the podcast because he's been busy, and this is a big week. For those who don't know, Edward Waters is playing Virginia Union this week. Virginia Union got a monster at running back, an absolute monster at running back. So as soon as we can get Coach on the show, we're definitely going to talk about the mollywopping they put down on Miles College.
That was funny.
So you mean to tell me, y'all mean to tell me that Virginia Union got another running back better than Jada Bynes?
Yeah, this dude, he a beast, bro. I seen his tape. He a beast.
Curtis Allen is the real deal. He is bigger. I won't necessarily say he's faster, but definitely more elusive, man. So well, let me back up on the elusive part. Jada Bynes is the real
he can
deal.
take a hit. This dude can take a hit and keep going though.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, you know what? Yep. D2 football has been watched this whole weekend, y'all.
It is. While we wait for Coach to get back, I'm just gonna say this. It's a lot of FCS HBCUs playing D2 schools. I thought it was just one fan base, but come to find out, it's a lot of y'all out there complaining about your offense. You played 1, maybe 2 weeks of football. Relax. Absolutely relax. It's way too early to hit the panic button.
I mean, but week 5 is also too late to hit the panic button. So when do you hit the panic button?
Jesus. I know with one fan base, I know I fed the red meat. I know I was part of the problem.
It's too early in the podcast.
His team winning, so now he trying to act like he was always for him.
No. I'm not talking
weather.
He ain't talking about Florida State.
He talking about Florida State. He talking about those folks across the track.
I ain't talking about Florida State.
No,
I'm talking about.
I know he talking about fam, but I'm talking about how Troy be acting towards the Seminoles. He fair weather.
How? I have never. I'm gonna go ahead and get this clear right now. I have never said anything about those young men and women in the program. The grown people
about the AD and stuff. So,
does the coach and AD not count as in the program?
I thought it did.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's see if we got Coach back. Coach, we got
Mac and cheese.
I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I don't know what's happening I don't know why. Us coach, I don't know why we can't hear you today. We had you fine last time. I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. Guy McDonald looking good right now.
Yeah, he is, man. I'm looking at him too. That's going to be an interesting matchup with Coach as well, man. Listen, man, the SIAC playing good football. You know, you talking about some squads all the way around, man, and some unknowns. And I know we're working on coaching sound, but Edward Waters is doing a phenomenal job calling that game this past weekend. I was able to see just what they bring to the table. You know, from an offensive and defensive standpoint. And if you look up and down that staff, man, bringing in the likes of Eric Dooley has helped too. And that synergy with Noah Biden has helped that squad a whole lot, man. So kudos to them.
Listen, Coach has those guys flying around on defense. Absolutely flying around on defense. It is being on the sideline. What you may think, and that was my first EW Edward Waters football game. What you may think of D2 football, those boys still got the hunger. They still got the passion.
That's what I said. It's never been about. It's always about, well, it's lower competition, but I don't look at it being lower competition. I look at it being competition all the way to, all around, because of the fact they out there playing. It's still a game of football.
It is. I mean, the honestly, I think when I was in school, they always classified D2 as academic first, right? Like you see the big D1 institutions and all they care about is the sport. But like D2 schools kind of just put academics a little bit first. Now like, look, I'm like, nah, those are just guys that people miss for some reason. Like they slip through the cracks. Like it's a lot of talent at the D2 level that is capable of playing D1 ball. We hear you now.
Y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, Coach.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say thank you for bringing us out this week to see the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was an absolute joy. It was my first Edward Waters game. I'm old school. I like to see guys flying around and making hits.
Right.
Defensively, I whatever I thought I was gonna see. I saw your intensity. I saw their intensity and how they modeled your intensity. Like even after a turnover, they never lost composure. They came back and they still played hard. So kudos for that.
Right. Well, I got to take my hat off to my defensive coordinator and my defensive staff. They do a phenomenal job of setting the tone and putting the scheme in on and just setting the mindset of what type of defense we're going to be and how we're going to play, no matter what. So, I got to give them kudos because they've done an excellent job thus far, and I look forward to seeing even more of our defense play. I've kind of become a fan of it, and sometimes I got to catch myself and be like, "Hey, man, you got to run against you." So, but they're doing a phenomenal job. The young men are buying in, and right now, we're playing some pretty good football on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, so I got to ask the question. I got to ask the question. Well, I'll go with Noah. Noah came back from some turnovers and delivered some dimes after those turnovers. What did you and Coach Dooley say to him to keep him focused?
It's mainly well, let's just say this. I'm the direct one, and Coach Dooley is the calm one. So I'm really hard on quarterbacks. I coach them the same way I coach any other position because I demand perfection from them because it's only three people who touch the ball every snap. That's the referee, the center, and the quarterback. So I just told Noah, hey, stop being Superman and just let your other guys help you make plays. And then Coach Dooley got him and calmed him down. And got him thinking right, and then the rest of it was history. You know, Noah played the game that he always can play, and that we look forward to him playing every Saturday.
Jamie, you got any questions?
Yeah, Coach. It was a pleasure to meet you Saturday. Me and my partner Tanisha Batiste.
Yeah.
You were intense when we walked on that sidewalk right by the locker room area. You were locked in and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about first and foremost. You kind of reiterated the talk that you had with Noah, but your entire quarterback room does really well when it comes to who you have and pushing the competition with Tony. Talk about BJ Higgins a little bit though, because him coming in the end showed some things coming into that fourth quarter that I don't think people were prepared for.
Right, absolutely, and I appreciate you bringing that up and talking about that. We got 3 guys, well, really 4 guys at quarterback. We got a young guy that we're just training now that we think is going to be a tremendous player in the future, and that's Chris Calhoun. But BJ is a phenomenal young man. Comes to practice every day and work. And I tell you what, his time is coming. And then we got DJ Booney, who's another guy that we was able to attract here. And he didn't fare so well, but I tell you what, shows up to practice and works at it, and he's ready to go, so we can implement him at any time. So our quarterback room is pretty strong. We got confidence in all of those guys. And, we open the competition up at quarterback every Sunday and let the best man win. And I just believe in that. I think that keeps the quarterback sharp and on his toes, keeps him from getting complacent. But our quarterback room is very capable no matter which guy is in there because the expectation is the same, and that's to operate the offense with high efficiency.
Absolutely. Now, I'll throw one more out there before I hand it back to the panel. What challenge does Virginia Union present to you, both offensively and defensively? Because I know, when you're talking about some of the perennial runners in HBCU, in the HBCU space,
Right.
and just D2 and D1 in general, you're talking about Virginia Union. You could call them one of those nicknames, running back U. They just keep replacing them. Talk about the challenge that they present to you, both from an offensive and defensive standpoint.
Just to sum, they're a championship program that have a championship pedigree. That sums it all up, and that lets you know whatever they do well. So, it's a team that has a championship pedigree, so they know how to win. It shows that they know how to handle adversity. They know how to play their style of football or their game in order to keep them victorious. So, they're a tough football team. I got a lot of respect for them. They're very well coached. Their head coach is a phenomenal guy, and he's put together a top tier football program. I've been there, I've done that, so I know what it takes. I know the commitment and the focus and everything that it takes to do it. And to sit back and watch him do it is just amazing. So it's no shocker to me that he's having the success that he's having. And like I say, they have a championship pedigree. They're a championship program.
Coach, Doc, starting out the gate, man, 2-0, and also 2-0 in conference where you already have you have a heads up inside. What do you tell your team right now as far as trying to keep that competitive edge, that hunger for the rest of the season?
Well, the number one thing that we teach our guys to stay focused is stay in the moment. Keep the moment to moment. And if you keep the moment to moment, then you'll always be prepared for the next moment to come. And then we also work our guys during the week to operate on their trained behavior. And if they operate on their trained behavior, then the trained behavior will become instinct. Then instinctive wise, they'll be able to operate, under any conditions. So those are the things that we focus on in order to keep our guys focused. We don't necessarily put it on certain games or certain opponents. We see everybody the same. We see every game the same. And, as far as we're concerned, when we show up Saturday, we have an opponent to play. Whoever signed up, that's who signed up. But, we keep pushing that to our guys. We let our guys know the main thing is the main thing. And during the week, our main thing is preparation. So we believe in preparing to the process and through the process. And if we do that, then, you know, we'll have no trouble keeping our young men focused on what we got to do.
All right.
Ooh, I feel like if I had 2 good knees, I might sign up for coach.
Well, so I got a question for Coach.
Yes.
Like I know you're saying, like you keep your quarterbacks on their toes. Is there a clear leader in the locker room?
We got several leaders in the locker room. And the one thing I'll say is this: I tell all the guys to be leaders of themselves first, you know, because you can't follow anybody until you're a leader of yourself first. And so I really encourage all of our guys to be leader of themselves first, and then find somebody to follow who can continue to help them get better. And I tell you what, we got a couple of leaders. Some of the guys play a lot. Some of our leaders, you know, play a little bit. Some of our leaders don't play at all. And, you know, what we do is we let our locker room take care of itself. We let our guys, you know, pick their own leaders. And then we go from there. You know, we look at the guys, and a lot of times if we got to pick leaders, we're going to pick all starters. You know what I mean? But sometimes that walk-on kid who gives everything he has and exemplifies, you know, the grind and the work ethic that you want, he's a leader. So, you know, that's how we look at it, you know. But I always tell our guys, you know, hey, be a leader of yourself and then find somebody that can lead you to be better. And thus far it's been working. So we're going to continue to push that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've always been a big proprietor on building a community of leaders because, you know, if everybody's a follower, how can they grow?
Right.
You know, because taking a leadership role takes guts. And if you got people, you got multiple people that's willing to step up, because you understand when you step out in front as a leader, you're taking a lot of responsibility. Like you said, whether you own the field or not, you still have to show up every day and lead by example.
Yeah. And the other thing you got to think about is being a leader is exhausting. It really is. It's tiring mentally and physically. So if you got if you got several guys that are leaders, and each one takes control or takes charge of a different situation or on a different day, then your team will never grow weary or grow tired. They'll always be encouraged. And so that's why we try to push guys, like I say, first to be leader of themselves, and then find somebody else that'll lead them to be better.
Thank you.
Okay, I got a question, actually a pretty good question from the chat, asking with 8 weeks to go in the season, how did you rally the team? And I think we talked about it the first time you were on, but how did you rally the team to get them ready for the season?
Well, you know, I've been here. This is my 5th season here, and I've been the offensive coordinator, assistant head coach for 4 years. And I got to take my hat off to Coach Morgan for bringing me in when he did and giving me the opportunity and the openness to have some say so, you know, with the players. And so when this thing happened, you know, familiarity is a big part of it. The players are familiar with me. They know what I demand. They know how I am. And then past experience has helped as well. You know, I've been a head coach at Bethune-Cookman, a great university, a university that's very dear to my heart. And then I've also been a head coach at Alabama State. So taking that experience and then the familiarity and then the opportunity that, you know, Coach Morgan gave me, and just putting it together at the time that I was hired, you know, allowed me and the staff that I put together to be able to build something here in a quick time. But, you know, also on the end of me kind of knowing what direction the team needed to go and how to get them there fast, what young men to lean on and push, who we needed to separate from, and then the young men that we needed to bring in that we felt will fit our culture moving forward. All that went into play. And like I say, I was able to attract some guys like Coach Dooley, a great offensive mind, and he's an ex-head coach who has championship eyes. Ernest Wilson, another ex-head coach and great offensive mind who has championship mind. And then Coach Hayes, who was here, I was able to convince him to stay. And he's a guy that has a great championship pedigree. So being able to put a bunch of coaches who have championship eyes and understanding and getting them to stay together, and then, like I say, gaining the trust of the young men has all kind of, you know, developed the potato salad of developing this thing, if I could say it like that.
So I know for me, one of the things that at the end of that game that caught my attention, and I've always been a fan of coaches promoting coaches, if you will. At the end of that game, Vaughn Wilson asked you for an interview.
Yeah.
And about 2 seconds in, you put Coach Dooley on there and you took off.
Right.
That was, and a lot of people don't think that's important, but for me, who's watched black coaches come up and like, we talk about all these coaching trees, but we don't talk about the black coaching trees. That's an example of how you get coaches new jobs, new opportunities. So I want to say thank you just for that alone.
Right. No, I appreciate that. The one thing that I've learned that, I don't do it all. I can't do it all. It's impossible to do it all. Yes, my name rings out, because I'm the head guy. But the guys that behind me, they're a big part of my success. And that's the one thing that I know it. And I just, I try to promote them as much as I can. So that's not the first time that you'll see that done. I'll say my piece and then I'm going to celebrate with the team. The one thing that I always said, if I got another chance to be a head coach, I'm going to spend more time celebrating with the team and enjoying the moment. I didn't take that time before as a head coach. So, that's why, I try to promote my coaches by putting them in the spotlight and letting people hear from them. And then, another part of it is I want to spend some time having some memories celebrating with my team. So that's the thing right there. And putting Coach Dooley and those other guys in front of the camera in the future.
Anybody else got anything else?
Yeah, defense playing good though.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a good job, and we're not very big, but our motto is so. We may not have all the great things, so we may not have the best food, so we may not have the best equipment, so. But that's not going to stop us from playing Tiger brand of kick. I'm sorry, of get after.
Oh no, you had it right. You had it right,
but that's what we believe, and that's what we install in our kids. Nothing should stop you from being able to go out and kick tail, and that's how our defense takes the field. That's how they practice. And I tell you what, Coach Hayes is, like I say, Coach Hayes is doing a phenomenal job setting the tempo with the defense, and I look forward to seeing them play in the future here.
Well, Jamie, you got another question?
Yeah, I gotta add this in as well. And talking about one of your biggest cheerleaders on social media and just in general, talk about Dr. Faison's presence when it comes to Elwood Waters, because if anybody sings the praises and will check media and everybody about Elwood Waters University, talk about him for a second.
Dr. Faison don't play, man.
No, he does not.
Hey, Doc, sit there with his hand up.
I'm telling you, Dr. Faison will come on a Twitter stream with us, and he will talk his talk. Like, it not back down from nobody.
Let me tell you something. That's why we call Dr. Faison all the way live, because he all there, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. He's a competitor now. He is a true competitor, and he's a true supporter. And that's the one thing that I'm impressed with him as a president. He's a hands-on guy. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying he's hands-on trying to be in the mix, tell you who to play and ask you all these questions. He's not that. But he's going to be there to show you that he supports you. He comes to our practice probably 2 or 3 times a week and just sits up in the press box and watch us practice. He let us coach, do our thing. On Saturdays, if people know him, you're going to see him on the sideline. You're going to see him running up and down the sideline. You're going to see him dapping the players up. He's a hands-on guy. And I commend him for that, because that lets our players know that he's all in and he's not just all talk. So I really appreciate him. I appreciate the effort that he's given thus far in supporting our program. And, man, I really look forward to having many more years to come and be, working with Dr. Faison.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Anybody else got any other questions? Because I know the band, we don't want to get Coach in trouble with the band.
No, you good. You all good. Hey, we're good.
I do. I will say this. I was surprised because when I got there, first, let me go ahead and send shout outs to Uncle Billy, because Uncle Billy is an Edward Waters alum and put us in contact with the athletic department to get Coach on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to expect.
William Wiggins.
I'm sorry, William Wiggins. I know him as Uncle Billy. So when I came, I wasn't sure what to expect. It is a welcoming crowd. The athletic department was welcoming. They fed Marlo. I think that was the most important part for Marlo was that, they fed him as soon as he got there. So as soon as we got to the gate, they made sure he had a plate in his hand. But it's if you ever want to have an enjoyable experience in Jacksonville, go to an Edward Waters football game. Absolute joy. And they're probably a more entertaining brand of football than that other team with the little kitty cats on it across the way. But Coach, I want to thank you for coming on. We will, like I said, I will do my best to get you on here every week after a game.
Listen, man. I mean, coming on is fun, and I enjoy it. So, I mean, if this is what you guys want, like I told you, I gave you my word. If this is what you want, then it's fine. I appreciated you coming up to me at the game and everything, and I can tell you were enjoying yourself. So, anything I can do to get you on the sideline or get you in an event or whatever I can do, man, you got my number. Just call me. And like I said, if you want me on every week, just tag me up, and I'll be here because I enjoy you guys. I really do. I enjoy watching Doc and some of his reactions sometimes.
Hey man, look, I be in the moment, dog. Like I don't peeked up on this CAU Fort Valley game right here, and it's a good one. So, I'm good.
Well, that's one question we've never asked Coach. Coach, do you get the chance to sit back and watch a game and just enjoy a game?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch much TV. When we're through with meetings and everything, I'm exhausted from watching film and dealing with football. So a lot of times when I'm done, I'm talking to my family, or I'm reading. I love to read. And so, but when I'm in the mood, I'll watch some games, different things like that. But, I'm not a guy that's football 24/7. I just don't think that's healthy. I really don't. But, like I say, if I'm in the mood for watching it after working all day, I'll watch some. But I really don't watch much TV, believe it or not.
I don't, you know what? I'm
going to come to Texas to be a head coach then.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I don't know if to ask this question, but somebody has asked if you were a Kappa in the chat.
If I was a who?
A Kappa.
Nah, I'm not a Kappa. Not at all. Never thought about being a Kappa. I mean, I'm a mega sci-fi to the day I die.
Well, that answers that question.
Right.
And Coach, thank you for coming on. Look forward to having you next week. Good luck this weekend. Okay. And again, we will be following very closely.
Okay, I appreciate that. I look forward to speaking with you guys then, man. Until then, you guys enjoy. Be blessed.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right, take care.
All right. Like Coach,
man, that you know what? It's like I tell people this. Since we started this podcast, we have been blessed to be able to speak to great people, have great interviews. And apparently this week, I don't know if it's a scam or not, but apparently we are a top 10 HBCU podcast. I don't know how. I asked no questions. I just said thank you.
And keep it moving.
So I want for everybody that watch and listen, thank you. For HBCU Overdrive fans, I want to thank y'all. Again, we're going to try and be everywhere that we are able to be. So, talked about Edward Waters, Virginia Union game. There are some other big games on the slate this weekend in D2 HBCU.
I got a question. Hold on, Troy. Who them folks on Betty Ford's Road going to play this weekend?
I'm not in that. Stop doing that. See, I'm trying to be good.
Hey, Because what I watched last weekend against that South Georgia team. Ooh.
So I'm gonna tell you, y'all are the D2. Y'all are the D2 football experts.
Ooh. hey, man. I wouldn't put nobody. I don't think I would put anybody in the MEAC against this team right there.
They playing exceptionally well, man. And when you're talking about the way they beat Valdosta State, it was thorough. It wasn't anything we're talking about. It was close. When Clark played Valdosta State the other day, you know what I'm saying, they were in the game and gave it back at the end. But John C. Smith dominated them, period. And there wasn't really any doubt in it. And for them to be able to come up and ascend as fast as they have in the last 3 years under Maurice Flowers, you just got to give kudos to everything that's there, man. They brought in the correct amount of transfers, the correct transfers in good places. You know, the likes of Kelvin Durham running that team, and they lost a good quarterback. So, man, they playing good ball right now.
Wait a minute, whoa.
Go ahead, tell.
You ain't gonna gloss over there and tell me Kevin Durham is over at Baby Ford.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
I did not know that.
Yes, sir.
You know what?
I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break real quick and tell ESPN, because I gotta do this apparently every week. Get y'all stuff together. Why ain't got no score updates on the app? I should have a score update on the app right now. There is no Fort Valley score update.
16-7 right now is at halftime.
And I don't want to put the app on because it might start playing, and I want to stay focused on the podcast. But I'm trying to just look at the score, and y'all don't want to act right. If y'all have problems with y'all software, I know a guy that program. He can help you with your stuff.
All I'm gonna say is my YouTube TV is working perfectly fine, and I have the game pulled up right here.
But I'm gonna act like Emmett didn't put that in the chat. I'm gonna act like Emmett didn't put that in the chat because see.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. Isaiah Knowles is another dude you gotta watch out for. He's in the same build that David Wright III is. Short QB out of Tampa Bay, and is a gunslinger. But he can also put the ball in his hand, and he can run with it too. I will not sleep on Isaiah Knowles, and I won't sleep on Quinn Gray either.
So, for everybody who does not know all of the narratives into this game, Quinn Gray is a former NFL quarterback who's also a former Rattler. So if you see me on Twitter holler about this week, I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. He ain't family. We don't know, dude. So I know he has been very formidable. His offensive game planning, I want to say 2 years ago was a little bit better than last year. But 2 years ago, he was scheming up some stuff. And I was like, ooh, he not going to be. And listen, Albany State fans, don't get mad at me. I'm just talking. At that time, I was like, he might not be that long. He might not be that long. And then you got the narrative coming into this FAMU game, and everybody wants to run in that narrative where, oh, he's an alum and he pull off this upset and yada, yada, yada. Do I think they will look good in the first quarter? I think they'll look good in the first quarter. I do. Do I think they're going to win the game? No. It might not even be close. And I don't want to give nobody no bulletin board material, but it might not be close.
Now, I ain't going to lie to you on this, Troy. Last time FAMU played Albany State, the game was a 13-point swing.
It was a long time ago.
It was only 2 years ago.
And that was with the likes of Jeremy Musa and the squad that won it all.
Don't get me started on that because Jeremy Musa. Oh my God, I was in the Celebration Bowl, and I love Jeremy. Don't get me wrong, love Jeremy. Shout out to whatever he's doing now. Forget what the name of the company is, but apparently making $30,000 a month is what he's doing now. So shout out to Jeremy Musa. Also, you can hook a brother up, figure out what I need to do to make that $30,000 a month, and we could. But that being said, we was in the Celebration Bowl. I was with Ash. I had tweeted, "Game is over." He threw a pick six. Jeremy Musa was the hottest quarterback once he got rolling. He hit 3 passes in a row. Now he a problem. But he was a little shaky. And so, oh man, I'm about to make all of Rattler Nation mad. That is RJ Johnson. RJ, for some reason, is erratic at times, but when he hits his stride and the receivers catch the ball for him, he gets hot and he gets going. I saw it, and a lot of people didn't want to hear me. I'm like, everybody relax. Everybody relax. We're talking about a kid who spent a whole year not playing football, essentially, and now he's the starting quarterback. He looked rusty. He's going to look rusty. But when he found his stride, and I think the coaching staff has to find their play calling stride and him finding his stride in the offense, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Last game, he was more decisive against FAU of all schools. He was more decisive in taking off and running. So I think for the FAMU fans, you're going to be fine. Yes, Albany State is a very good squad. Do not get it twisted. But a lot of the narrative that comes from this game with Albany State is, of the last 3 games, they've lost twice. So that's part of the narrative. But again, it should not be a close game. It should not be. I'm not throwing y'all red meat this week. I'm not gonna do that. We've been down this road. I'm not doing that. But yeah, this could be a very, very big game. Emmett, it's not either problem. You have a quarterback who spent a year in Toledo and not getting game time action. And in his first game action, he's essentially trying to prove that he's a quarterback against Howard. You can see it in the game tape. He's not taking off. If you look at his high school tape to the Howard game, the high school tape is, oh, I got a lane, I'm gone. And I'm not talking about like I'm just going to run a few yards. He's not like the other guy. He's not running to find a receiver down the field. He's running to get somewhere, get a first down, and keep chains moving. He started doing that this last game with FAU. And again, everybody making a whole bunch of noise about FAU. FAU is better than what they played in Maryland. Their game in Maryland should be thrown out the way. But I also say this. I was shocked to see that FAMU defense was playing head-up, man-to-man against a team that was faster, bigger, and stronger than them. So everybody relax. And you can say the same thing for Jackson State fans, because what are y'all doing? What y'all complaining about?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, this is what I saw. This is what I saw last week on Saturday. First half, we was trying to kick their ass. We were, man, I don't care what anybody say. We went down to the rock. We was trying to kick their ass. Second half, pretty much they adjusted and schemed us. Like they started throwing more screen passes towards the outside to the wider part of the field. And pretty much you move the ball like that. Our run defense was still fantastic, you know what I'm saying? Even though as far as we held their whole, their premier running back in check, they still ran for like 100. I think they ran for like 130 yards as a team, but it was still a team as far as the defensive wise goes to stop the run. We still ran the ball for over 200 yards in the game. we Travis Terrell had 80 yards on, I think, like 80 yards on 10 carries. You still had running back. We still had Amari Miller chipping in. Denario Davenport chipped in. Amari Matthews chipped in. We still the game. Our game is predicated on the run. All we ask, look, Jacoby Morgan. All we ask you to do is just manage the game. That's all you got to do. Just be a game manager. You don't have to play outside of what you're supposed to do. Now, if it's a team that lets you go out there and throw for 500 yards, you're gonna go ahead and do that. But all we just ask for you to do is manage the game, and he's done it. He's done it well for for the first 2 games. We see him use his legs more this season than it was from last season. And that was some of the issue that some people had for that. And the thing about it is he doesn't have a Zy McDonald or Cam McCoy in his rearview mirror. It's all on you now. You know what I'm saying? If this is your time to say this is my team and we're gonna live and die by it, you know what I'm saying, with me leading the charge. So and then defensive wise, I think we still good defensive wise because for a whole damn near 3 quarters, Southern Miss could not score the ball. After that last touchdown in before halftime, they could not score the ball for 3 quarters. That 4th quarter kind of war of attrition. We kind of wore down a little bit. It wasn't going to be what we seen a couple years ago when we played Texas State and they put 77 on us. That's something that you'll never see again right there, not under TC. But we went in there with the mindset that we can go in and beat Southern Miss.
So I know I derailed us with the SWAC stuff. I'm gonna get the 2 games real quick. Benedict is playing Central State. I don't give Central State got to find some heart. They got to find some heart.
They got to find some offense.
Yeah. This season can get away from them because Benedict is looking to announce themselves. And then Bowie State and Delaware State. And initially, this was not on my bingo card to talk about this game. But of all the hype that happened with the celebrity hires of the MEAC, Sean Jackson starting to look like the real coach.
I mean, they won.
They did convincingly at that.
Yeah.
Even though it's a damn near 5-hour rain delay.
No, I mean, I said it in the group chat. I said, "Here, I was wrong about the Sean Jackson. That's my bad."
Yeah.
Maybe it was Vic we should have been worried about.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like we always say, on paper, don't play football, and on paper, it seemed like Vic had the better staff.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
the
better players, but he had the better staff.
He does. See, this is the thing. I think we got to put this in the correct nuances when it comes to who they are. Vic has a great staff for the area that he is in.
Yeah.
So if he ends up recruiting the Tidewater area of Virginia and ends up, it's going to take a while. What Deshaun Jackson did was take them California boys and brought them to Delaware. And what you're seeing is absolute blazing team speed that can beat anyone. There's no factor that can stop speed except for experience and precision. And so that's what he's bringing to the table. Mm-hmm. You got to combat it with speed.
And the best thing about this, Jamie, too, you keep your bell cow running backs in the school in the program. Marquise Gillis,
oh my God,
is another dude you gotta watch out for because he could bust out you for 200 yards. He is a load to bring down. He puts his head down. He's one cut, Go. That's what he is. And Caden Bennett is another guy you got to watch out for. He does it more with his legs than with his arm. I just want to see him be more efficient in throwing the ball.
And it seemed like that's all HBCU quarterbacks right now is it's an efficiency thing. And I think the more we get into the season, that will become less of a thing. Because and we'll talk about it later. I broke down the tape of Alabama State and Southern game. I got some questions, and a lot of people ain't gonna like me when I start asking these questions. But as I'm looking at this tape, I think the more we get into the season, the quarterback play will get better.
This quarterback for Fort Valley is 12 of 12, efficient.
I could be wrong.
Soon as I say it, he sailed one out the back of the end zone.
But I think what you're talking about is the new age of college football too.
Yeah,
you're looking at a lot of passing quarterbacks that's in the D2 ranks. If you look at the passing quarterbacks in the D1 HBCUs, matter of fact, even before that, look at the coaches within the HBCU ranks. They are either defensive coaches or coaches that love running the football. The last passing or pass happy coach that you had within the HBCU ranks is Willie Simmons. Yeah. That loved primarily shotgun, that loved throwing the ball all around the yard. Yep. Now, kind of going back to something Troy said about FAMU earlier, you got Henry Burris, who was a good quarterback in his own right as the offensive coordinator at FAMU. But they have to figure out how to mesh R.J. Johnson into that new offense. It's not like, Richardson, where he was passing the football. He was a passer. He was a pocket passer that could scramble a little bit. You got a different quarterback now. And finding out how that's going to work is still something they're trying to do. So I think it's just early on. I think you're right. The quarterback play will improve. But when you look at these coaches and offensive coordinators, man, throughout both leagues, MEAC and SWAC, you're talking about coaches that are more defensive minded, that want you to run the football, don't turn it over, and let's play defense. And I don't think you have the offensive firepower that you're seeing even beyond that within the D2 ranks. So I think it's just a little bit different right now. But I think you will see the quarterback play improve.
So my take on that is football has always been a sport where if you can dominate the line of scrimmage, you have a chance to win the game. Whether we talk about the speed, that's another factor. But down south, you're gonna have some speed and the other team gonna have speed. So where can you beat them? You gotta get them in the trenches. You gotta control the line of scrimmage. And defensive wise, you thinking, hey, if you can't run on me, you're gonna have a long day, because now we're forcing you to pass. Because even passing offenses, if you go back and you watch some of the greats like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they didn't want to have to pass. They passed because they could. And that's the thing that you got to understand when you start talking about the nuances of football today. These coaches understand that, but they also have to go back to their roots. You got to stick with what you know, because when you start getting outside of what you know, now you're going to look out of sorts. It's not going to look good. But when we start to see some of these transitions, like having Deshaun Jackson come, that's an offensive-minded guy. That's a guy that's going to want to let the ball go down the field. Have a quarterback that understands passing concepts. Have a passing tree for your wide receivers that's more than 9 routes long. Like, these are the things that we're going to start to see as it evolves. But as of today, if you can't stop the run and you can't run the ball, you are not winning in any HBCU.
Any ball.
Right. It's not going to happen.
That's right. And I want to hit up something real quick that Doc said about Jackson State. Jackson State is one of the only programs within the HBCU ranks that specifically are getting trench players that can play within not just the HBCU ranks, but FCS entirely. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about when you got those size guys that can move people, you're going to be in games. You're going to be in there. And I think that is an emphasis from the top down. I mean, ever since, Coach Prime left and you got the ranks of TC, just understand who TC is and what his pedigree is from. Trench play is always going to be at a premium. That's who he's going to go after, and that's why they've been able to be dominant.
Exactly. When they beat FAMU, I mean, it was the line, both sides of the ball. But when FAMU was able to get them, it was the same thing. They were able to dominate the line of scrimmage. It's whoever wins in the trenches. Games are won and lost down there. And if you ain't coming out of there with a bloody nose, you ain't trying hard enough.
See, that what happened last season, though. I think both squads came out with a bloody nose in that game in Jackson. And it was just the fact that for a whole damn near 3 quarters that nobody couldn't score, that both defenses played outstanding in that game. It just came up to the fact that Coach Quinn was better at his adjustment in the 4th quarter of that game. That's why we got 2 turnovers in that game one for the touchdown and one to actually seal the game with a touchdown on the offensive end. But if you look at it right now, you look at this squad right now at Jackson, it screams the offensive line screams, we gonna bloody you up, running the ball. We're gonna make sure that we get some passes out to our receivers. And then on defensive side, it's all hell break loose on defensive side. If you see how what we did with Josh Nobles at the end last season and what we got with Quincy Ivory this season, and as a former quarterback turned defensive, turned QB killer, that's what I call him, QB killer. It's that's about world. That man leads the whole sweat in tackles for losses. I think he leads in total tackles, and he leads it in sacks.
Whoop. You know what? I'm glad you brought up defensive line play, because coming into this season, we knew for a fact
you're not gonna
defensive. Yeah, I am. You know what? Here's the problem when y'all talk to me and say I don't know ball, so I go back and watch tape, right? So from the MEAC Sweat Challenge to the Mississippi Valley State game to the Alabama State game, Southern interior defensive line have been ineffective. They were on their stomachs almost the whole NCCU game, the MEAC Sweat Challenge. The Valley game, they did better, but it was Valley, so I couldn't judge it. But Alabama State, listen, I didn't come on tonight to be the good guy. I'm gonna be the bad guy.
You're not ever the good guy. Stop lying.
That game right there, Alabama State's offensive line had a whole way with Southern defensive line that whole game.
But what was awful was that Alabama State played bad in the first half.
Yeah. And they adjusted in the second half.
I'm not knocking Andrew Body. So don't come for me. I'm just going to tell you the truth. The same things that people were complaining at other schools about their quarterback, he was doing the exact same thing in the first half. I don't know if it was a hangover from the UAB game. I don't know what the issue was. But I've seen Andrew Body play too many times to know that's not the standard for him. He is supposed to be hands down the best quarterback in the SWAC. I don't care what anybody say. He got too many physical tools, too much ability. That first half was bad. That first half was bad. And
so he adjusted in the second half. He made too many throws in the second half. He didn't really have to run, and he didn't really have to run in this game because his running backs got off on him. And the defense played much better in this game than in the last game. And you'll see the
no,
defense.
Doc. No, I'm. Yep. Let me go ahead and put my Joker mode on. You have the best walk on in FCS football. How he don't get 16 touches a game? That is a crime. I told y'all when I heard he signed, I said he's the starter. His first touch at the MEAC SWAC Challenge went 80 yards for a touchdown. Why is he not touching the ball 80 yards? Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I don't know what I'm seeing. Y'all tell me.
Creativity, man. I think when you're talking about, I mean, it's kind of the same complaint they had about Alabama State the previous year. As far as offensive coordinating and what to do with this particular person. Sometimes that's why coaches don't want this premier player, because what do I do with this new piece? So essentially you need somebody that can find creative ways to put the ball in somebody's hand. Now I will say this about this last game. Andrew Body wasn't as fine as far as accuracy, especially in the first half. But I got to give kudos to Chris Barnett, who I've had some experiences with. They're finding ways for him to still continue to be a part of the game. And if you know Eddie Robb, they're gonna run the football. I don't care what goes on. They're gonna show you a bevy of backs, and they're gonna use the quarterback runs to support everything that's going on. Because what you saw in the UAB game was a result of being able to run the football both with the running backs and with Andrew. And then that left wide receivers on the island with corners, and you could throw those slants, and you can throw stuff over the middle. It just left those throwing lanes open. So I think they're trying to get back to that, but it's still all predicated with what TP said earlier on being able to trench play and running the football.
There's so many things. Like I could teach a whole class about why it's important to hold the line of scrimmage. For one, if you can run the ball, what is that going to do to the secondary? Now your safeties are close. Now they're gonna move up. You might go from 7 in the box. Now you have 8 in the box. And now what can we do? We can throw the ball, but we have to give our quarterback time to push the ball down the field. So if you're controlling the line of scrimmage and your quarterback has all day in the pocket, now these teams got to play man coverage, because if you try to play zone and your quarterback is just sitting back there all day, he is going to find somebody. So now we're controlling what the defense is doing. And then once you know exactly what the defense is doing, we know what to call. Now the game is easy. Things are flowing. That in itself is how football games are won, is controlling what your opponent does. And then we can look at this from the defensive side, right? If you have a strong defensive line and linebackers that are coming up and they stuffing the run, right? Now they got to pass the ball. But if you're able to get pressure on the quarterback with just 4, now we got 7 in the secondary. They really don't have many options. You can't go deep. So now you're forcing all the passes in the intermediate. And now you just got to have playmakers flying around up close. Linebackers got to be making plays. And then once they realize they can't throw the ball, they're going to try to run it again. We stuffed it. Now they throwing on 3rd and 8. You're controlling the game. But it all started with those people that's standing on the line of scrimmage, either side of the ball.
So I'm gonna take we're gonna take a quick little pause. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about some news around the association, because journalism matters. And I don't know why Pablo Torre decided that the NBA had to get all the smoke. Y'all better get right, because he done put all your business in the street. We'll be right back. right.
You
So
want Marlo to crash out.
No. I played that video for a reason. I got in contact with Bethune-Cookman's SID.
Some other bullshit. I just want to say that. I'm glad I was on mute when Coach was on there talking about something. He proud of some goddamn Bethune-Cookman. Really? I'm gonna have to have a conversation with him about that. But okay. This is what y'all want. This is what you want.
Miag Mike said he is watching the Clark Atlanta game, and he had to say, "I'm not sure which tip agency provided these referees. The referees look like they're out there doing community service for a DUI conviction." I'm about to get that man's phone from him.
Listen, I played that because I got in contact with Bethune-Cookman's SID, and he responded immediately with the link for us to apply for media credentials.
That's because he has nothing to do.
Why? But I'm the bad guy.
No. We're not saying you're the bad guy. In this case, you did reach out. That was a good thing. My question is, why? It's that school in Daytona. No, let's go. Let's get places and this. Nobody want to see that shit.
Where is my? Yeah, let me get to this banner real quick. Yep, let me go ahead and put the disclaimer on right now.
The Fat Mouth Sports.
Oh my God! So I reached out. Young Bryce, the SID from Bethune-Cookman, sent us the link for the Tampa Football Classic.
I want to be clear. Bryce he does his job well. There's never a knock on him. He does his job well.
Talk about him because he worked at Bethune.
Yes. If he worked anywhere else, hell, he could have worked at Mainland High School across the street.
He might as well.
Damn.
Y'all know these people watch the podcast, right? Y'all know they watch the podcast, right?
I just said he a good dude.
Send all the smoke my way. See y'all at the class.
So anyway,
it's cold.
So the Tampa Football Classic will not be held in Tampa between Bethune-Cookman and Southern. It will be held in Daytona at Daytona Municipal Field. Interesting note here is that the Georgia Football Classic has mutual promoters that is a part of the Tampa Football Classic. Yes. So that's crazy. The Clark game is actually on ESPN2.
I mean, hey, I think that's a of course. All right, Marlo, I'm gonna say something good about Bethune, but whatever. It makes sense. I mean, if what they were asking for to play in that game, the promoters didn't want to cover it or couldn't cover it, cool. We'll stay in Daytona. You know, that's why I'm pretty sure y'all saw my tweet when I said Thune said the check ain't clear, so they stay at home. Good. Don't go in the hole to go make somebody else money if they can't meet your terms of contract.
Yeah, and the reason that I say this is because as a old FAMU fan, the Florida Classic used to be played at the old Big Sombrero. It used to be played in Tampa. I used to stunt in my daddy's car in Tampa. There needs to be not a one-off game in Tampa. There needs to be a yearly football game, HBCU football game in Tampa.
So do you think
only if they treat people like people? Tampa got real disrespectful. The reason why they lost the Classic and those hundreds of millions of dollars for over all these years, they probably could have been up to $1 billion by now. It's because they used to close the mall down early. It was real disrespectful.
Yeah. So again, we'll be covering that game in Daytona. Marlo has agreed. Go ahead.
Do you think they should kind of take a lead from what Las Vegas is doing with the HBCU Classic out there, because they've been busting their ass and promoting it. Visit Las Vegas, and the Las Vegas Raiders have put their money up for this, and they expect a big return on investment.
Well, it's the rate. Like the Raiders have taken a large part in this because they have an HBCU background, so they are
good point.
More in tune with HBCUs than anybody else. Y'all need to draft some more. I ain't talking about sign. Y'all need to draft some more. But Tampa Bay should be at the forefront of this. Ain't no HBCU in Las Vegas. You got 3-4 HBCUs in Florida that play football. There should be a game in Tampa. But again, like I said, me and Marlo are gonna be in Daytona. Hopefully Marlo be in his best behavior. Not a word about tetanus shots. Not one.
Already had mine. I'm going to get a boost.
Edward Waters and the Flomo game in Tampa will honestly do numbers if they push it right.
And Flomo, to be an NAIA school, they play football.
They play football, exactly. So I would go to that.
What? See Flomo, Edward Waters play
in Tampa? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's the Big Cat Classic.
So, okay, there you go.
There you go. Edward Waters, take it and run. Do
it. So I'm again getting to this NBA stuff. If the journalists call you, just know they already know the lie you're gonna tell before you tell it. For those who don't know, Pablo Torre, one of the last real sports journalists in America. Hey, Ohio Podcast.
What's going on, man?
Y'all the only band that's not an HBCU that I might approve playing Nick. That's saying a lot because that's my daddy's song. Y'all might be the only.
Got a point,
the only one.
You might have to count Ohio State by proxy because they had rattlers all up and through that band for a while, man.
Yeah, so that's big for me. But so Pablo said, "Hey, did y'all know that Kawhi Leonard had a no-show contract?"
Hey, yo.
Wait, what does that mean, though?
I thank you TP, because what is that?
That is where you get paid for not doing a job.
But what the hell?
I need that.
Exactly. I need that.
I need to get paid to not show up.
What they do that at?
But wait, it gets better. So the majority owner, and he's a 99% owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, is also an investor in the company that gave the no-show contract.
So Steve Ballmer on this right here.
But it gets better. It gets better.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
But wait. So, at some point, apparently, I think it was in 2022, this company was late on paying Kawhi Leonard to the tune of $1.75 million. He eventually got paid his $1.75 million after a deposit from the 1% owner of the Los Angeles Clippers of $1.9 million. The funny thing is that the company was going under at the time. They only had money to pay rent and payroll, and then they got this infusion of cash, and magically, Kawhi uncle was able to pick up the money. I don't know what the rules state about circumventing the salary cap, say verbatim, but if it looked like a duck, quack like a duck, listen, That looked like a bet to
Hey,
me.
I mean, we just saw the Vegas Aces damn near get wiped off the face of the earth over an NIL deal for the whole team from the Las Vegas tourism department. I might add.
Look, there's precedent for this. Minnesota Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't remember the Joe Smith deal, where he signed a series of 1-year contracts, trying to make sure, hey, we'll take care of you later. Where they had promises to pay him an exorbitant amount of money, but they were trying to stay under the luxury, or I don't think it was called luxury tax then, but they was trying to keep him there to keep him his bird rights. Basically, if you stay with the same team, you know, the money bump and whatever. And the NBA basically crushed them afterwards. Took a series of draft picks, money, all the things. Kevin McHale, who was the GM then, was fired. All of those things. They frown upon it because it does take away the competitive advantage when you're trying to keep everything even. It just takes away that ability because you basically slide money under the table. But this is, you know, it is what it is, though.
Somebody did that in football too, right? They signed, who did that in football? Signed the contract in football.
You know who did that? You know what squad? It's only 2 squads that got caught doing that. One of them is in San Francisco.
Yep.
The other one is in Irving, Texas.
They're not in Irving, Texas. They're Frisco now.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're in Frisco now.
Excuse me.
Frisco, Texas.
I live in Irving. I live right where the stadium used to be at. So,
listen. Before we move on to the next topics, Wake Forest. This is a personal plea from me.
Y'all play Wake Forest this weekend?
That North Carolina State team, do not let them come back. Beat them. I want them to lose every game for the next 10 years. We ain't forgot. Their athletic director was over the playoff committee that did not let Florida State in. I don't want them to win nothing. If I was at Wake Forest, I would flatten the AD. I would flatten his tire every day.
And
every day.
And Jamal and have the Marching 100 play at his house
at 3 o'clock in the morning. They sitting outside this man's house at 3 o'clock in the morning throwing cadences. He can't sleep.
What did he say? What else he say? I hope he stub his pinky toe at 2 o'clock in the morning while he goes to the bathroom.
At 3 a.m. But I mean, yeah. So Alabama A&M is playing Tennessee State this weekend. And I don't know if a lot of people think this is a pivotal game. I think it is a pivotal game. Tennessee State is playing better than expected. Alabama A&M is playing probably half a season better than I had expected, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people. Alabama A&M is getting good quarterback play.
What?
They're getting good quarterback play, and they're playing decent defense. So I don't want to see. I got Alabama A&M people that I like. And I got a mentor who went to Tennessee State. I don't want to pick this game. I'm going to let y'all have it. I don't want to pick this game. I don't want to pick this game.
Shout out to Jen and Wayne and everybody over there from the Hill podcast. But I'm gonna go with A&M. I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs by at least 10.
Ooh, I'm going Bulldogs by 3.
The only reason why I say they go by 10 because what I saw when Tennessee State played Canada Junior.
Oh Lord.
Canada Junior.
That's what I call it. That's what I call it
word right there. Canada Junior. I'm like, yo, why are we still playing with these dudes right here?
No, why are we playing them? Listen, Tennessee State is not hot enough. Either play them in Tallahassee in August when it's hot and they doing controlled burns. Play them then. I don't want them to be able to breathe. That is a home field advantage.
It got to be a controlled burn, and it got to be about the rain. So the humidity is just ridiculous.
And for all y'all talking about playing in Miami, no, Miami is there's too much breeze in Miami. They need to play in Tallahassee.
TP, let them know. Tell them to come play in Houston in the middle of August where the humidity is at 100%.
It feel like you got a wet sweater on. Like
in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day. Yeah.
And you know, again, we have, you know, Sam played at Montana, so we have friends that play in Canada Junior. I don't want to make it seem just I'm all bashing Canada Junior. I will say this. I said I wasn't gonna pick this game because I got friends at Alabama A&M, but then I remembered a year ago, people was telling FAMU people that they ain't got no hill. First off, Alabama A&M people, y'all are wonderful people. Y'all don't have a hill, y'all have a mountain. I know the difference. So
I saw that and I was like, I'm not getting in there. I'm gonna just leave it alone.
Because I wanted to see. And I was like, I walked Florida State campus, I walked FAMU campus. They got a mountain.
And if you like me, you have walked from FAMU's campus to the south side to your apartment because you missed visit. That's the heat. Listen.
Come on, EA, man. Why we?
They said the pop on the field. Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. EA. Oh, my God.
I know I know Marlo is the problem. I know Marlo's the problem.
Wait a minute.
What did Marlo do?
I did not say nothing.
He was like,
hey,
and I wasn't muted.
Huntsville has a mountain. We have a hill. That's the difference.
Yeah, from again.
He's never safe, is he?
I love J Dot. I love From the Hill podcast. Them some nice people. But I know the difference. I know the difference. But again, Tennessee State game is going to be big. I know there's a game that I'm missing this week.
I'm gonna pick Alabama because I don't want to see Tennessee State win shit. I don't want them motherfuckers to win at marbles.
Oh Lord!
I mean, hey, I would be nice if we could get the classic back with Tennessee State without the 100 black men of Atlanta, though.
Yeah.
Leave them Bama's at home. They don't want nothing to do with it.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm sure they're probably a very good community service organization. They've just had some bad interactions with Florida A&M when it came to payment on games. So that's the only problem there.
I mean, payment period. If let's keep it even, right? And let's say they were netting $2 million from that game in '99. And we were getting what, maybe $300K, and they weren't covering travel. And then they started covering travel after we raised shit about it. And then when we had some more money, now keep in mind, $2 million in 1997.
Mm.
And then
yes, we are.
The game, the whole thing crumbled because we played. It went on a little while longer because I think Southern played somebody in it a couple times, and then the game, then it fell through. It dropped. So
yeah. So Tennessee State. Ooh, Alcorn goes right from the fire and into the frying pan. They playing Mississippi State this week.
Shit.
Yeah, y'all check on G. Y'all check on G.
Nah, hey, get your money and go back home. Nobody get hurt.
What you gonna hear is the Cowbells up there in Starkville.
Yeah, go get your money and go back home, man.
That's all I say. Get your money, come back to the house.
I hope
But
nobody
whoever made that
everybody
schedule,
come back
man,
in one piece. But yeah,
but whoever made that schedule for them to be on the road for the first 4 weeks, boy, y'all smoking on some heavy shit, man. What? What?
Them bills, listen, them bills got to be paid.
I know the bills got to be paid, but damn, you could at least had one home game in between right there.
Ain't
Y'all think,
nobody, ain't nobody doing good in class.
damn, Marlo.
First 4 weeks,
They been gone.
Nah, you right. You right. I'm just saying.
listen, y'all think I beat that dead horse for no reason. I beat that dead horse for a reason. You can avoid a lot of this. Alabama State and Miles College. I seen Miles. Oh my God, this is gonna be early, real early. I have not seen Kentucky State.
Kentucky State is one of them teams. They'll sneak up on you. But not this week though.
Listen, if the Grambling alumni that I follow, this better be over with by like halfway through the first quarter.
Well, I say this: the last couple of times that Grambling has played a SIAC school, last season they played Tuskegee. They shut them out in the first half. That second half, Tuskegee had their way with what they wanted to do in the second half, but they still won. But Grambling still won the game.
Emmett, wait, hold
EA
on, wait,
is
Emmett.
hell right now. EA, stop.
Yo, bruh.
Stop.
Oh God.
I just read that. That's funny.
Bruh.
That is funny.
I have never had to put the disclaimer up for the chat. I have never had to put the disclaimer up for the chat. That's a first.
I gotta talk to Coach. I gotta talk to Coach Thomas on Monday. Coach Thomas is like a close friend of mine, man. Come on, don't do him like that, dog.
Oh man. So Mississippi Valley is playing Southeast Louisiana. Hey, can all the schools that changed their directional names? Can y'all go back, please? I appreciate. I knew who I was talking about. I knew who I was talking about. Now y'all got these fancy names. I don't know who you is. But I don't know. Like if I like what Valley is doing. I still think they might get 3 wins. If they get 3 wins this year,
3 wins is terrible.
But
not
where they are,
not for Valley.
Valley has 3 wins in 3 years, so 3 wins from a season is good.
Yeah.
Well,
so Emmett with Grambling, it's gonna be interesting. It's just gonna be interesting. I will say this though, the SWAC West is absolutely wide open. I don't care what my friends at PV say. It is absolutely wide open.
What I watched on Saturday, boy, hey, y'all really can't say too much of anything. Y'all had that team, the team from the Valley, that is close to Mexico. They was selling tortillas down there. Had a 17-0 lead in the first quarter. Albeit y'all still let them, y'all came back and y'all still lost. Oh my God. A team that is backed up by University of Texas in Austin and a $30-some million contribution came to your house, done party at your tailgate, brought their music with them, kicked your ass, and went back to the Valley.
Mick Dog, Lionel, I didn't say it.
I said it.
I want that to be clear. I ain't say it.
And for the record, man, since we on PV, why is it every time I ask questions to Coach Jackson, he act like he got to dismiss me like I was some red-headed stepchild on the damn coach's call?
Oh Lord.
I don't appreciate that shit. The first question I asked him last week was, I was like, congratulations, you got your first Division I win. That's to some coaches, that's pretty much an accomplishment. And I understand you came from Division II, but Division II ain't Division I. I'm just saying, you got your first Division I win. Be happy about it. You ain't got to be no. You ain't got to sit at your desk like this. No answer to that question, no. You ain't got to sit like that. Come on. You ain't got to do it. And then I'm like,
you know what? No. I'm not gonna feel sorry for you.
Look, when I ask questions on this call, I talk about stats. I talk about the team stats. I talk about some stuff that folks don't really ask you questions about. Why is your team getting penalized 12 times for like 100-some yards? What is?
I'm not gonna feel sorry for you because you let me run into that bus of Coach Cozy, and then gonna play the good guy after I got done.
Hey man, me and Coach Cozy we gotta understand it.
All I did was ask him about the quarterback situation, and it became a whole thing. It became a Twitter thing.
But if you know Coach Cozy, if you ever been on the calls with Coach Cozy and you ask Cozy a question, he's going to fully give you an actual answer that you can understand.
And then shoot me in the process.
And he's not going to sugarcoat it though either.
No, he didn't. I will say that he didn't sugarcoat, but he did tell me stop asking about starting.
He's not going to sugarcoat it either. But in certain questions, I knew about the quarterback situation, and he was dead set on RJ to be the quarterback. He's not changing whatsoever.
All right, so we got to talk about. Jamie, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I can speak honestly about my squad, my school.
All right, so everybody celebrated Coach Broadway coming. Everybody celebrated. I watched the first game. I think he needs another year or two to get more guys into the program.
Oh, he's talking about Coach Gibbs.
I'm sorry, Coach Gibbs. I'm sorry.
Might as well be Broadway, but yeah, Coach Gibbs.
You got the quarter, and I keep forgetting this young man's name. You got the quarterback back from FAMU through the portal. I thought maybe he would be the starter, but he has not started as of yet.
No, he's hurt. He's hurt. You're talking about Austin Hooker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hurt. And he'll be back probably maybe mid-season towards the end. But yeah.
So, and I'm just gonna be honest. I have a difficult time judging or even evaluating A&T right now because they're in a rebuild. The thing that they do have going for them is they actually have revenue from their media rights deal that is real money. Like anytime you're getting $300,000 from your media rights deal, every time. So they have an opportunity to build. And I also understand that I get the emails. They're building the NIL collective. They're investing in the athletics program. And y'all are starting to win in Olympic sports in the CAA, which is probably why them people want to move. They want to move, they didn't like this HOA because they weren't getting their way, so they moved to another HOA. But that's fine. That's fine. But I still think y'all get a conference win this year.
I believe so too. I believe in what Gibbs is doing. And I think he's moving the program forward. But I think you have to give him an entire recruiting class for it to show. They played Tennessee State well. Got the field goal block at the end of the game, which is unfortunate. But I think when you're talking about who they are, they've gone back to an old formula that was intact when under the Broadway Washington era, and that was being able to run the football effectively and play action pass from that. And you want to have a quarterback that can continue moving the chains, not make mistakes. You also want to have a defense that can rush the passer, stop the run. And on both lines of scrimmage, kind of goes back to an earlier conversation we had. The sizes of the both lines of scrimmage is not where they want it to be. Defensive line is playing very well. Got to give props to Coach Courtney Cord, who came from North Carolina Central, was at A&T before, but they are all Central guys for that matter, who wanted to come coach under Gibbs. And so when you have that kind of dedication, I think you're fine. But it's going to take a while, and the fan base has to be patient. What I will say is that in that last regime, and this is personal disclaimer, I know Vincent Brown. Him and I coached high school football together 20 plus years ago. And so I know the man, I know, what he's gone through, and I know he's a good person and all of those things. But culture fit just did not seem to go well, under his regime there. And it was time to make a change. And I'm, grateful they did for the program. But right now, it's not winning football. When you're talking about the ups and downs, if you look at A&T's history, as much as we probably get these jokes and get laughed at, it has happened before. There was an 0-27 stretch that happened during the early 2000s. So it's a thing where getting the right people in place, and it took a Coach Broadway to do that. And I think Coach Gibbs is doing it under the same mode. Now, going into this game against Hampton is not exactly playing lights out either. Although I will say they played well in that first half into the third quarter against Jackson State. I think Jackson State had, again, when you're talking about playing early games, I think everybody is trying to establish themselves. But Jackson State, the better team, ended up pulling it out at the end and dominating again on the line of scrimmage. So Hampton is trying to find their way, breaking in quarterbacks. I'll say plural because they got the transfer from Lincoln in D2 and Isaiah Freeman, who was a phenomenal quarterback in the CIAA. But I think they're rotating a couple of quarterbacks. They have a phenomenal running back in Burks that is going to run that tater, and they play good defense. But I think they're not going to outscore anybody. Now, last time Hampton was in the building, they kicked out behind. And I say our as in A&T. That's still my school and my squad. But hey, they were reeling at that point. I think this game in Greensboro, late game, which Coach Gibbs hates, I think it's going to be a competitive game, and they have the possibility of winning this football game. Now, what I'll tell you is A&T is down some quarterbacks. They had about 6 on the roster. They're down. But I think with the game plan going in and running the football, because what they do have an abundance of are running backs. Older running backs that's been in experience and younger guys that can tote the mail. They have the receivers in the offense that are able to do some things, and they have played really sound defense going back from a 3-4, which they didn't have the personnel to play last year, back to a 4-3 attack. And again, I got to give defensive coordinator Denzel Jones and assistant head coach and defensive line coach Courtney Cord a lot of props when it comes to transforming this defense back to an attacking style. So I think they'll be fine. I think it'll be close in this game. I'm not going to predict who's doing what because I typically don't when it comes to A&T. I'm a type of person when it comes to looking at my alma mater. I'll go back and look at the film later because I don't enjoy looking at the game in its present form. So I'll go, any game I'm covering or announcing, I'm typically doing that, and then I'll go back and look and see what happened later. But I think this will be a close game. It's in Greensboro. So they have a golden opportunity to do this. And Troy, to kind of piggyback on what you said, I think 3 wins this year, although not good in anybody's standards, would be a step forward for the program. Would be a step forward for the program. And I think the CAA is changing. So I think improvements can come as time continues to go on. But, you know, I look forward to seeing what they're able to do going into this game.
So we're going to switch over to the MEAC. And I'm going to start with Morgan State at Toledo.
Toledo by 30.
I want to say Toledo by 30, but when Morgan State play MAC teams, especially those Ohio MAC teams, they stay close with them.
Yeah, they hang in there.
They hang in there. Look at the last season, they play Akron.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to win that game in Akron.
Offense.
The QB did not fumble that ball. I mean, the running back didn't fumble the ball. It's been a whole different story.
Yeah, but my auntie had a penis.
You know what?
Me, my uncle.
Why?
Wow.
We do not deal.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
We do not deal in ifs.
We are never getting monetized.
I'm just saying. That's just.
Well, we won't be 10 next week.
We will be lucky to be honorable mention next week.
We talked about the Bowie State Delaware game. Morehouse versus Howard. This is the all academic classic.
This is the Bougie Bowl.
You ain't no better. What?
What? I said the all academic classic. What?
This is the Bougie Bowl. That's what I call it.
Oh shoot!
Oh man. Anyway, I expect Howard to win this game, but I also expect Howard to win that game last year in basketball, and I was wrong. So hopefully Howard wins that game. Norfolk State is playing Rutgers. Get your check, get out healthy.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Get your money and go.
NCCU is playing Fayetteville State. Again, this should not be close. This should be a mismatch. So that brings me to God Help the Podcast. Bethune-Cookman is playing South Carolina State at South Carolina State. Let me go ahead and put the disclaimer up now.
If you don't want me to shoot it, don't give it to me.
So
Bethune-Cookman, just get out of line. Leave it at that.
Especially since South Carolina State already pissed off because they had they gave up 2 punt return touchdowns in that game against the Gamecocks.
Yep.
The game should have been close. And they had some times, they had some chances to go into have a scoring drive where they stalled themselves out.
So I got ridiculed because I went on Bethune-Cookman Spaces and did not say anything bad about them.
I mean, while you was taking up space, you could have just got a couple off, but no.
Who ridiculed you? No.
I didn't. He must be talking about Marlo. I just looked at him kind of funny.
I didn't ridicule you. I'm just saying you had an opportunity to express yourself, and
you missed the opportunity.
You missed the opportunity.
TP, somebody's got to protect the podcast.
The foolishness you say.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Listen, we're going to get to why we never going to be having Florida State people on in a minute. I would hope that Bethune-Cookman plays this game tight, but I don't expect it to be a tight game.
They're going to play it tight. You're going to see some balls getting bounced.
You know what was a tight game?
You're going to see the running back Act like he seen somebody in the hole and then bounce it out and run right into the defender. You gonna see some of that.
What you said, TP?
The close game is this Fort Valley State, Clark Atlanta. It's 21-19.
Yeah.
And Fort Valley just had a whole touchdown call back on a holding call.
Holding call.
Down the field. Like, why are we harassing that man grabbing his jersey like that? Now they got him with a face mask. It was holding, face mask. Boy did everything on one play. when we go review film, being right there. Hey, you keep your hands to yourself. Your mama ain't teach you that.
Oh man. All right. So I'm gonna run through some of these top 25 games, but the most important one in this household is the USF Miami game. Now, I'm going to say this. This is the disclaimer. If you see me in a USF alumni shirt, send help.
Hey, then the blonde hair lady. No, she went to UCF.
Blonde hair lady.
USF.
Didn't USF beat Florida?
Yes,
they did.
Hey, me
They
and
got
I
a
think
football
his name,
program down there. I'm just saying.
I think his name Smooth Criminal on Twitter. He a Bethune FSU guy.
Smooth nose. Yeah, smooth nose.
I said it. I was like, hey, with this quarterback they got, they could beat both of them.
he different now.
I watched that
threat.
man make Boise State look like a high school team.
You know, what the word you just said, right? I've always hated the term dual threat quarterback. Either you're a quarterback or you ain't. Because the quarterback is more than just throwing the ball. If you can get your team up and down the field, you the quarterback.
Yep.
Like it don't matter how it happens. If you run with your leg, that whole dual threat, that was a term they created for black quarterbacks. Because when Steve Young was running around, they didn't call him a dual threat. When Fran Tarkenton was running around, they didn't call him a dual threat. They called him a quarterback.
Or even Roger Staubach.
It wasn't no dual threat. He was a quarterback. Like I don't like it. That's just me.
No,
I don't like coded language. Just put it like that, because that's what it is. Coded language. Then when you get a black quarterback that can't run, now they got a problem with him.
His time changed.
Byron Leftwich.
Look how they doing my boy Shador. Look how they doing Shador. He ain't a true dual threat. He's a pocket passer.
He is a pocket passer.
Yeah, but he is.
But since he can't run like the rest of them, now he a 5th round draft pick. Like, come on.
Yep.
So since TP is enjoying himself,
Yo, EA is retarded, man. Come on now, man. Get EA off the screen, dog.
What did he say? I can't see. What did he say? Ain't no relaxing break. They got the parking lights on with the U-Haul parked at the Spur. They ready.
Oh man.
Hey, Black. Who is that? Black Gohan. You right. Cam Ward can't run either.
But Cam Ward came from an option. He came from an option offense in high school.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
He did, but he can't run though.
Oh no,
he's able to improvise. He did a lot. So at Miami last year, you know, a lot of what we saw in games was them getting down early and then him running around making plays in the second half. I think the defense is just getting tired. And then now he can run. Because I was like, where is all this happening in the first half? Why are y'all always down?
They are Ibis. That's why.
They were always
the
down.
dumbest
Even
bird
against
in
Duke.
Florida.
Even against Duke. I thought Duke was going to get him.
TP. Ibis. That's all you need to know.
Hey.
All right, TP. I'm about to ask you about this game. I'm about to ask you about this game. Texas versus Utah. And
540. what are we talking about? We don't beat look, if we don't beat
Austin too.
If we don't beat the tip off of them, they should just be you by the time we done with them. Like, this don't make no sense. Like, what we have going right now is we have to show the world that the Ohio State game was just us going through some growing pains. That's what it is. Arch Manning, I don't know if you noticed, it looked like he's dealing with a shoulder injury. Now, they won't confirm it, but you slow down the tape and you see him throwing the ball, he grimaces with every throw. With every throw. So maybe that's why he came out skipping passes into the dirt. I don't know. What I do know is we have one of the best, if not the best defense in the country. You lean on that, you cause turnovers, you give your quarterback a short field, you establish the run. All those things should happen easily against UTEP. That's all I'm saying.
Throw it to that Muhammad kid and see what happens.
By 40. By 40.
Don't worry. Don't. I don't know when the Miami fans got here. When did the Ibis fans show up in the chat? What is happening?
I am
you say their name and they shall appear.
I am not a Longhorns fan. TPs know this already, but I would say that the team is burnt orange by 50. Really.
Hold on, since you want to bring that up, we got
Sark calling plays. We ain't beat nobody by 50. He ain't gonna keep throwing the ball. And I said by 40 because of the defense. That's being generous.
All right. So since we bringing up orange, Tennessee is playing Georgia.
Rival game.
Tennessee has looked good with a court. So I hope Josh Heupel stub his toe for the rest of his days. But he seems to be the quarterback whisperer because you lose your big time quarterback and your first game out, you act like you don't miss a beat.
Hey, I'm gonna just say this.
How you doing?
Hey, don't take this the wrong way, but fuck Josh Heupel. Respect him.
For real. For real.
I don't care what you did.
He's a Sooner.
I don't fuck. Hey, he
don't like Jalen Hurts. He don't like Jalen Hurts. He don't like Josh. He don't like.
No, look, Jalen Hurts is from Houston now, so he gets kind of a pass.
He don't like.
He's still not a top 10 quarterback.
He don't like Baker Mayfield.
No.
Kyler Murray, fuck him. Kyler Murray, he literally ruined so many of my Saturdays. Like, fuck him.
Kyler Murray just ruined.
Because we didn't beat him.
Period.
We didn't beat Kyler Murray. Not at all. We did not beat him.
I'm going to tell you about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has never lost a game in Texas high school football history. The man went 43-0 and won 3 state championships at Allen and put them on the map by himself. He kicked the shit out of my high school. I think it was like 54-12 one time. Fuck him.
That man be everything but a ladder. All right, we gotta get through these games. So I'm picking Tennessee over Georgia because I don't trust their quarterback play at all.
Rock top.
The Bootskins are playing LSU in Death Valley.
LSU by 50. Oh God damn.
Oh my God.
By 50.
Not 50.
No, it ain't gonna be
50.
If they get beat that bad, Billy Napier don't get on the plane.
50.
This ain't listen. A lot of schools try to raise money to get rid of their coaches. Florida don't care. They will find the money. They still paying a dude that's coaching in Vegas.
If Billy Napier, if he loses this weekend, they gonna have the money to buy him out before them boys finish showering and get back on the bus to leave.
Them alumni, them Bootskin alumni gonna pay the 100 to go to
get that Jimbo buyout.
So I expect you.
Sit your ass down somewhere and collect this damn check right.
I bet you, and a donor has already called the AD and been like, "Hey, just say when."
So listen, on Twitter, I follow one of the big donors on Twitter. He has not spoken on Twitter since they lost to USF. Trust and
Because
believe they raising that money.
He done already put the amount on the check. He just got to sign it and send it.
Oh, and you know what's next week, right? Tennessee versus Florida.
Oh, that's gonna be a good
in Knoxville.
In Knoxville. Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
And then they play the Ibis the following week.
Oh my God!
Hey,
he ain't gonna make it.
You talked about Alcorn's schedule being retarded. Add Florida to that list too, cause who? What? Why?
Then they played.
Who made 2 years in a row? Florida has probably had the hardest schedule in all of college football.
All right, Jamie. I know we're getting late. My bad.
No, you're good.
I want to thank you for coming on. I definitely want to thank you for coming on. I was trying to get to the NFL games, but I'm gonna let TP and Marlo crash out on their own. Thank you. Anytime you want to come on the show, man, you are always welcome. The voice of D2 HBCU, Mr. Jamie Walker. Tell the fans where they can find you at.
Man, IG and Twitter, Sport Voice JW, Sport Voice JW, man. Hey, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
No problem. No problem. Thank you.
No problem.
I was just saying, who made that schedule?
Now that we ain't got company,
Stop.
we talk about some shit.
Who made that schedule? Like,
hey, I wish I could stay on with y'all though, because I gotta run to the store because I'm getting on the flight in the morning and I'm last minute with everything. Procrastination.
2 seconds, TP. Tampa and the Texans play this week.
That means me and Marlo ain't friends until Monday. Well, we play on Monday, Tuesday. I'll see you next week. After we put hands and feet on Baker Mayfield, belt to ass.
Oh shit!
I need belt to ass.
I'ma just say this: may the best team win.
They will.
I know. Thank you. Go Bucks. At least he said it.
Do you realize that the Raiders are going to be 2-0 this week? It's going to be great.
I did not realize that, but we can revisit that next week when y'all 1-1.
The Chargers.
Oh,
the Chargers look good too. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all ain't winning that game.
I think the Chargers might be the best team in y'all division.
Yeah, they look real.
Y'all ain't see my Raiders. Y'all ain't seen. It's okay.
I seen them. I seen them get bailed out time and time again by a sorry ass Patriots team.
We got a burner at wide receiver that toasted their entire defense for fun. Should have had 2 more touchdowns, but a certain.
If the Chargers keep throwing the ball to Xavier, they're gonna be all right.
But I will see y'all next week, man.
All right, well, have a safe flight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Hold on. I have one of the guys in the chat give you a score update. Getting to the games real quick. I know that the Jaguars are playing the Bengals. I think the Jaguars win that game.
Absolutely. 2-0, baby.
No.
I could have went to the game last week. My uncle invited me to the game, but I had to get back.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Saints are playing the 49ers. If the Saints don't win this week, they ain't gonna ever win.
They ain't gonna win because they damn sure ain't gonna beat the 49ers this weekend either.
The 49ers got a backup quarterback.
And so do the Saints.
Oh, Jesus.
The Saints got 3 backup quarterbacks on their team.
3.
Pick which one. Pick which one you want.
Oh, man.
Hey, 21-19 CAU driving.
Mm-hmm. They're in the red zone.
So the big game on Sunday is going to be the Chiefs and the Eagles.
Oh, I got Eagles.
Fuck both of them.
Yes, absolutely, but I got Eagles.
So,
my boys play. We play. You know, y'all just messed me up. You know, we play the Giants. We play the little Giants. You know what I'm saying? Annexation of Puerto Rico.
I don't want TP to crash out, but we gotta ask the question: how do y'all win the division when you trade your best player a week before the season starts?
Hey,
and he balling right now.
he balling. Hey, it is what it is, but we just gotta move on. So we just gotta move on. Next one up. That's all I gotta say. You know. So all I gotta say is CD Lamb got the ball out. Miles Sanders got to run the rock. Dak just got to manage the game, and the defense got to play better than what it was last week.
Oh man!
I predict James Houston to get at least 1.5 sacks on Sunday against New York. New York Giants' offensive line is still trash.
I don't listen. I'm trying not to talk about the Steelers. I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe Aaron Rodgers.
What else, Square?
They played the Jets.
Hey man, I can't lie about this. Justin Fields looked damn good Sunday.
He did, but their defense looked. Their defense looked terrible.
Now you know what I'm about to say. Aaron Glenn, straight out of Houston, Texas. That man went and he did a Jimmy Johnson move.
Oh yeah, cut that man.
Got his punt returner, kick returner, and cut him the next day because he fumbled twice.
You had all season.
I mean,
touchdown Clark.
I don't see nothing wrong.
I am of the belief that you got to protect the rock. That's just my thoughts. But I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, Las Vegas Aces, 14-game win streak.
15.
Went from almost 15-game win streak.
15-game win streak.
Went from almost not making the playoffs to lock this weekend, lock up. No, I'm sorry. Today or tomorrow, lock up the second seed.
Yeah. And they got Cheyenne Parker Tyus back just in time. She played her first game Tuesday.
She just dropped the baby a few weeks ago.
Scott, she just had a baby. So she's been out on maternity leave. So I'm picking them to win it all. Y'all saw me tweet about Fee the other week. She's not a killer. She never has been a killer, and she disappears every time they need them. I'm going with Aces for a championship, and I know they're not gonna give Asia the MVP, even though she deserved it and she played like it all season. But she'll get Finals MVP. So there we go.
Yeah, I just saw that touchdown, Mr. Moore. So, well, we had a really good show. We, for the most part, we even behaved ourselves, mostly because we had people visiting.
I
was about to say we got home training.
Always.
Jack State by 50 this weekend.
Ain't y'all playing Miles?
No, we're playing Tuskegee.
Shit.
Wow.
I'm saying by 50.
You know what? I'm gonna say this now because I just want to go to ski and watch a game underneath the shed. But if one of them children step on my bunions, I'm gonna have a real big problem.
Well, you can't be balling the parlaying under the shed, man. You too old for that, bro.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be under the shed.
You too old for that. And they got the lights, and they had a light show with their lights too. Come on now, they winning. I mean, of course, they are 2-0. They are 2-0 this right now, but I mean, they winning. They winning. Too bad they ain't gonna win this Saturday. So it's the WC Gordon Classic. So all my folks in Jackson, wear your red. Fuck what the other president said.
I was about to say, didn't that president tell y'all to stop wearing red after he had only been there a day and a half?
And they done found some dirt on him and got him out the way.
That man had been there a day and a half, and he said, "All right, y'all, pack this red shit up."
He got himself out the way. He got himself out the way. I ain't where. Come on, look.
Hey man, hey, I just want to get this. I don't want to hear nothing about no attendance this weekend. I don't want to hear it.
I ain't worried about no attendance. Can we win the football game? Fuck it. That's all I worry about.
Hey, attendance is the participation trophy. It don't really mean nothing. It's just for people who don't really watch football to argue about something.
Yeah. Well, I think did we hit everything? I want to make sure we hit everything before we start winding it down. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Marlo's oldest daughter. Happy birthday, 22 years.
Happy birthday!
Yes.
I remember waking up in her room, classic weekend. I was still slightly inebriated.
Hey man.
Oh, it's a little person. It's a little person. But yeah, happy birthday to her. I think we actually hit everything in a reasonable amount of time. See what happens when we have guests. We got to have guests on more often. That way we can stay top 10. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I want to thank everybody for making us top 10.
I mean, if we made top 10 with how ridiculous we act, we might as well turn it up a little bit.
You know what?
Valid.
As they said in Major League, we might as well win the whole damn thing then.
Might as well.
I don't see no problem with it.
Me neither.
Hey Doc, what you got for us this week, man?
Well, I was supposed to be heading down to Jackson this weekend. I did get media credentials for the game this Saturday, but I won't be able to make it because monetary issue for right now. But we will stream. Of course, I will stream the game on Saturday. The game is at 2:00. So all my folks in Jackson, make sure that you hydrate the night before you go to the game, or actually hydrate tonight before coming up into the vet and drinking all your sorrows away. Other than that, I just want to say what I saw yesterday and what I heard yesterday, it was crazy. I do send condolences to Charlie Kirk's wife and kids, but at the same time,
y'all nice.
The kids, the wife and kids, they ain't got nothing to do with this. But for this man who spoke the rhetoric that he spoke, you reap what you sow. I just have to say it like that. It doesn't matter to me y'all like want to praise this guy and stuff, but it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. What he said about black people, what he said about Hispanics, what he said about immigrants in this country, it does not matter to me. I could care less what happened to the dude. I could care less. Just to see the video, it was horrific. It was horrific. But all of this doing is taken away from what's really needs to be talked about. The Jeffrey Epstein case. It's taken away from that. It's taken away from folks here in Texas try to gerrymander districts. It's taken away from that. And then you got a goofball of a fucking president talking about lowering the flags at half staff until Sunday. He was not an American patriot to me. He didn't come to the hood and try to convert black folks into conservative Republicans. He shunned us. He talked bad about us. He even said that we make up more crime than what we have in as a whole population. I really don't care about him. So, well, all the folks saying that black people are being insensitive and stuff like that. Fuck you. Fuck you. I mean, for real. For real. Thank you, Troy, for putting up the disclaimer. Nobody didn't say anything about what happened when Fred Hampton got his head blown off in his apartment in the 70s. Nobody didn't say what happened. They had a whole bunch of good shit to say about Trayvon Martin. They had a lot of shit to say about George Floyd. They had a lot of shit to say about Philando Castile. They had a lot of shit to say about Sandra Bland, Mega Evans. We could go back all the way back. I had to talk with a friend earlier this morning on my way home from work, and we should never be in integration. We always wanted equality, but we wanted to stay separate. We was already thriving with our own shit. Now we gotta beg and plead to get our own shit. But at the end of the day, I don't care about what that. He said what he said. He spewed it, and his words had meaning and it had power. And guess what? His words, his mouth done got silenced forever. As always, be safe. Be safe. You know, do everything. Love your loved ones. Hug on your loved ones. You know, crash out on your kids and whip their ass out the penitentiary. Be easy.
Oh man.
And judge you by fit.
So this can get dicey. He has shocked me with his decorum tonight. Let's see how this ends. Whew. Marlo, what you got for us this week?
I'm in the mood of celebrating. I'm celebrating the fact that my oldest daughter just turned 22. Excuse me. I'm celebrating the fact that my school, Florida A&M University, has an opportunity this weekend to exercise some demons. They got off to a slow start this year. I think they can turn it all around by having a good game at home. I'm celebrating the fact that I'm heading up there to see it live in person. So I'm just going to continue to celebrate. I'm going to continue to celebrate life because you never know how short it can be or how short it will be. So you must live life to the fullest on purpose. Don't get caught with all this noise that's going to be around you. Like the landscape that we're navigating now is different. When I was younger, I seen similar things, and it reminds me of how things were back in the early 80s and 70s and late 70s, and like it was crazy. So stay up, stay encouraged, stay convicted. Don't let nobody take your American citizenship away. Like we're Americans on purpose. Like we ain't from nowhere else. We from here. So we represent here. We're gonna stay here. We will definitely continue to be a part of the process. And I'm celebrating that. So we gonna keep it up. And as always, it is fuck that school in Daytona. And I really do mean that. Always. And y'all have a great week.
So again, I want to thank Daytona for allowing us to come into their facilities and just allowing us to cover your sports. Somebody got to make sure we stay in the top 10 around here. Oh man. So it's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting week. Hell, it's been an interesting month. My Seminoles are doing well. My Rattlers are gonna get healed up. Donate to Rattler Exchange. Go to rattlerexchange.com. Become a member. Don't bite off more than you can chew. $10 a month is not gonna kill anybody. Go ahead and join the membership. That being said, today is 9/11. 24 years later, it's 9/11. The most significant event in the adult part of my life happened 24 years ago. I was on the campus of USF on a bus when they locked down the campus. At the time, I didn't know why they locked down the campus. The bus driver just stopped. And until the police came to the bus and told us what was going on, had no idea what was going on. When he told us what was going on, I started calling my mama because my mama worked at the city of St. Pete. And all I heard was they're attacking government buildings. My mama worked for the city of St. Pete. So I'm calling my mama nonstop. Only for my mama, if I've ever told stories about my mama, this will make sense. My mama explained to me that ain't nobody attacking the city of St. Pete when MacDill Air Force Base is across the water. I'm fine. I wasn't trying to hear that. All I knew was government buildings were being attacked. So I finally got home like almost 2 hours later to see the replays of planes flying into the World Trade Center. And I believe the plane had just went down in Pennsylvania, and this was shortly after the plane flew into the Pentagon. So it was a surreal moment, a surreal moment in time. And eventually, the black president got the man responsible for that attack. I say all this to say this. I pushed out all the noise today to focus in on the people that we lost in the towers. There is a red bandana classic that they have at Boston College every year for a young man that lost his life in those towers. There were bills signed for the first responders to make sure they got the health care they needed to survive. That is my focus today. My focus today is on my children. My focus today is on Ash is probably more than likely going to go to a HBCU because the things that I saw from the people that went to my school, if they said that to my son, I would probably be on my way to Tallahassee. So I'm trying to be judicious, but y'all make it hard. It is easy to lead with love. It doesn't cost you a dime. Being a jerk can cost you your life. Lead with love, everybody. That goes for everybody. Even when Marlo talk about that school in Daytona, he attempts to lead with love.
I do. I love how I feel about him. It warms my heart.
You know what? That was my fault. You know what? I set that up. I set that whole thing up.
Yeah, you set yourself up for that one.
For that. You set yourself up for that.
I don't even. You know what? I ain't got to finish my statement. Jamal, what you got for us this week?
I don't have no crash out this week. I think I'm gonna err on the side of what. Honestly, thank you everybody for saying a lot of my thoughts about the Charlie Kirk situation, and I'm not giving any additional energy and time to it. Like Doc said, fuck that man. He maggot food. Nah, that's the end of it. What I do want to draw attention to, and I think about this probably every September the 11th. So I'm the youngest of the crew. 24 years ago, I was in the 5th grade, and I remember this day. I was in the 5th grade, and it's one of those things that creates a memory bubble, so you never forget exact. I remember that entire day like it happened yesterday. I remember what I had for breakfast. I remember what I wore to school that day. I remember everything that happened. And we were sitting there reading in my reading class, and the phone rang because we didn't have cell phones. The phone in the classroom rang. And I remember my 5th grade teacher, her name was my 5th grade reading teacher, her name was Miss Bryant. I just heard her say, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And she said, "All right, everybody put your pencils down and get in line." And I'm like, where are we going? So we go down the hall to the teacher's class that had a TV. Cause I went to Title I schools my entire life. I'm a country boy from the Panhandle of Florida, and we ain't have a lot of money. And I remember sitting in front of this TV, watching these planes fly into a building. I remember watching a man jump out of like the 99th floor because that was the only option he felt like he had. And I remember they interrupted to say there was another flight. And I was like, oh man, another flight. But only this flight crash landed in Pennsylvania. The pilot of that flight was a man by the name of Leroy Holmes Jr. Funny story about that name. That was also my dad's best friend name, spelt the exact same way, and he was a junior. Black man. Fought off 3 Al Qaeda members and crash landed the plane in a field versus driving it to I think he was supposed to be heading to the White House or another one heading to the Pentagon. And they never said anything about it. So I'm gonna take this time to give that black man his flowers because he saved many lives that day. He lost his life. He did not get to go home to his wife and kids that day, but he's still an American hero. So shouts out to Pilot Leroy Holmes Jr. for saving lives that day. That's honestly all I got. Fuck Nazis. That is so valid for what's going on. Punch them. Fuck Donald Trump. Punch Nazis. Crash the fuck out when people have you fucked up. And until next week, I'm Lord Jamal.
Yeah, punch Donald Trump too.
Punch them all.
Shout out to Clark Atlanta for the win. Held off a 4-quarter rally.
I just want to take time to say this real quick before we get off of here. Wake Forest, you had one job.
But you talk about us so bad.
This, you know what? Until next time, people, thank you for coming out to the Gathering of Old Men podcast. For HBCU Overdrive Holiday, myself, Marlo, Lord Jamal, we are out.
Deuces.
I